Imagine walking into a grocery store and feeling like you don't belong there. Maybe you've seen Airworn online. These celebrity smoothies, the luxury wellness products, the perfectly curated shelves, and perhaps your first thought wasn't, I want to shop there. As a matter of fact, it probably was, that's not for someone like me. Now, imagine a completely different experience, a place where millions of Americans stop for lunch every week, a place that's familiar, accessible, and comfortable. That's Panera Bread. At first glance, these two brands couldn't seem more different. One represents aspirational wellness, while the other represents everyday convenience. But when I started looking deeper into it, I actually discovered something interesting. They began with the same idea. Both Erewhon and Panera were founded because their founders believed food could be better. Erewhon started as a small natural food market created in response to declining food quality, and Panera began as a small bakery concept focused on fresh ingredients and better food. Over time, they took different paths. Erewhon became a luxury wellness destination, and Panera became one of America's biggest casual restaurant chains. Yet, despite their differences, both brands remain committed to the same mission, helping people eat better. And that's where this campaign begins. The campaign is called From Roots We Rise because growth always starts with roots. The roots of both these brands, the roots of our food, and the roots of our communities. At its heart, this campaign asks a simple question: what happens when two brands that look different unite around the same purpose? Most collaborations try to put their products everywhere, but this one actually does the opposite. Instead of selling the collaboration across both brands, we will make it available exclusively inside of Erewhon. And you might be wondering, why is that? Well, the goal isn't just to sell a product, but to change perception. Invite Panera customers into Erewhon, transform curiosity into experience, and make a luxury wellness brand feel more welcoming. The limited time menu is called the Roots Collection, featuring a harvest bowl, a soup and sourdough pairing inspired by Panera's heritage, a green smoothie inspired by Erewhon's wellness culture, and the community loaf. For every loaf sold, $1 is donated to organizations fighting food waste because food should nourish more than just people who can't afford it. But products alone don't change people, experiences do. And that is why the centerpiece of this campaign isn't the menu. It is an immersive event called the Farm to Table Journey, and it begins where all food begins, on a farm. Guests arrive at an organic winery in Napa Valley called Robert Mondavi. Before dinner, they walk through four interactive experiences: the seed, where they learn about regenerative agriculture and sustainable farming; the farm, where local farmers tell the stories behind the food we eat every day; the harvest, where the guests taste the ingredients that will later appear on their plates; and finally, a community table, where they will assemble meal kits for families facing food waste. Because understanding food isn't about consuming it, it's about understanding where it comes from, who grows it, and who still struggles to access it. The evening concludes with dinner at the harvest table, surrounded by vineyards, a setting that reflects California's agricultural heritage and the values both brands were built upon. Every course celebrates local ingredients, every pairing tells a story, and every detail reinforces the message of the campaign. Food is more than fuel, it is connection. The guest list was chosen with intention, not just celebrities, but storytellers who have built communities around food, wellness, and nourishment. From Hailey Bieber, Gwyneth Paltrow, to Emily Mariko, Nadia Hussein, the pasta queen, and Tegan Gerard. Together, they help amplify a message that goes beyond the product launch. And what happens after the last plate is cleared? Well, every guest leaves with a swag bag containing an organic herb growing kit, so guests go home and grow their own roots. A farm to table cookbook, Napa Valley olive oil, artisan granola, organic tea, a reusable bottle, a tote. Because sustainability isn't a theme for an evening, it is a habit. And finally, a voucher for the Roots collection, an open door back to Erewhon. The swag bag isn't just a gift, it's actually a seed. Now, you might be wondering what something like this costs. The total campaign budget is $95,000, but look closer at where that money actually goes. It does not go to spectacle, it actually goes to farmers, education, real meal kits assembled by hand for families, and 12,000 of it, jointly funded by both brands, goes straight to organizations fighting hunger. And none of this will happen overnight because roots take time. Over 6 months, the campaign will grow. In August, we will plant the idea. Through the fall, it will develop. In December, it will bloom with the Napa Valley event. In January, we'll harvest with the retail lounge and donation initiative. And finally, in February, we will be able to measure what truly mattered from seed to table to community. When I first looked at Erewhon and Panera, I saw two completely different brands. So after looking closer, I hope you can see the same perspective as me and how both these brands were made for one another. Because no matter how different their journeys may be, meaningful growth begins in the same place, our roots. And when food is grown with the purpose of nourishing communities, we all rise together. So, are you ready to be part of this breakthrough? I'd love to open the floor and answer any questions you may have.